Alright, I'm going to give you a very quick tutorial on how to simplify a radical, and before you do anything you need to know what a radical is. The square root of 1 is 1, but the square root of 2 is an irrational number. The square root of 3 is also an irrational number, but the square root of 4 equals 2. And so what that actually means is these numbers are on the number line, but not necessarily where you might think they would be. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in one moment. Here are the integers 1 through 12, and here are their squares 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. And what that means is 6 squared is 36, 7 squared is 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, 144. I'm going to erase all the perfect squares here. I'm going to put in their actual value. So the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So you can take a look. These numbers are all in ascending order. And so that means that the square root of 8 is less than 3. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to simplify a radical. And one thing you need to know about this, probably the only thing you need to know about this, is if you have a number, well, two numbers, a times b, so let's say it's equal to square root of a times the square root of b. So let's say I have the number square root of 20. Well, what two numbers multiply to 20? There's 2 and 10. I'm going to ignore 1 and 20. Well, yeah, I'm going to ignore 1 and 20. And there's also 4 and 5. Well, neither 2 nor 10 is a perfect square. So I'm going to ignore them altogether. I'm going to get rid of them. I'm just going to look at this one down here. I'm going to say square root of 20 equals the square root of 4 times the square root of 5. But I know that 4 is a perfect square, so the square root of 4 is 2. I don't know the square root of 5, so I'm just going to leave it as radical 5. So that's it. Square root of 20 is equal to 2 radical 5. And give you another one. I'm going to say square root of 36. Well, square root of 36 equals 6, but I want to show you something else. I want to show you that the square root of 36 also equals the square root of 4 times the square root of 9. But what is the square root of 4? Well, oops, sorry, ignore that. Square root of 4 is 2. And the square root of 9 is 3. Well, what's 2 times 3? It's 6. And take a look. We already knew that. So, I'm going to do one more example, and this actually does come in handy quite often, and usually when we're working with the Pythagorean theorem, which we'll get into in a little while. Do one last one. You should probably try this one on your own. I'm going to say, what's the square root of 200? If you want to try it on your own, pause the video now and then come back to it. But if you don't want to, if you're not feeling super confident, that's fine. You remember, you need one number to be a perfect square. So which one of these numbers will multiply to 200? Ooh, 100 works. So I'm going to say square root of 100 and 2. What is the square root of 100? It's 10. So I get 10 radical 2. That's it. That's how you simplify a radical.